useful. All right. So, like I said, I think I do see a few familiar faces. So I know a few of us, a few of you over here already know us. So for those who don't, we are AI Alumni Academy, and we provide workshops and trainings to help creative professionals unlock the full potential of AI in their creative process. Right. So we definitely know, all of us over here, you're joining this workshop and you have seen a ton of AI content going on around. So the future is definitely human and AI collaboration, right? So your role as we see going into this future will be creative direction, curation of inputs and outputs, and really fine tuning the data sets for models. And of course, in between all of this, you need to get better at using these AI tools and knowing when to use them for the right purposes, right? So that's the power that is involved over here in taking to the next level. You might have seen a ton of content around prompting itself. Now, prompting is one small piece of the puzzle, which is, of course, very important to get high quality results. But it's really the AI workflow that you can build for your own use cases, right? And that's what we focus on. So up until now, we have helped 5,000 plus creative professionals upskill, and we have provided 20 plus workshops. I think it's more than that now. So several training programs and almost 5 boot camps. We have been going with that, and we have our sixth one coming up. And we have received some wonderful testimonials for which we are super, super grateful, as this helps us improve and bring us the best, right? Bring the best in you all as well. All right. So one of the questions we get often asked as part of our conversations with creative professionals and as part of the training as well, one of the common questions we get asked is, how do I use AI to get the right inspirations, right? In other words, how to research to get the right ideas for your creative or marketing campaigns. Because this is the most important part in the initial phase of even starting to frame your problem or to tackle any creative problem. So, up until 2022, Google was the go to tool for general research. But it's pretty manual and time consuming, right? And then with the boom of AI, we started finding ways to use ChatGPT to get this research done quickly. But there was always the concern of authenticity of these facts. And as we know, many times we have seen some examples, it does not give us the factually correct answers. So to discuss this today and show us a new solution, we have Peter. Peter is the co-founder of adaily. I will put him on the screen now, and let's say hello to Peter. Hey, Peter. Hi.
Hey everyone, hi.
So, Peter, really, thanks for being here today. Yeah, I mean, we would love to see all the cool stuff that you want to tell us about, and of course, see some couple of demos. So I hand it over to you. You can take it away.
Yes, so thanks for this great introduction, and thanks for the invitation. Really happy to be here, and I really am glad that I can tell you about my experiences building this tool to solve this very specific problem. But I have prepared a very short presentation where I show you how it exactly started, because before starting my journey into AI, I had been working in advertising for 10 years. So definitely looking for inspirations is something that I've been doing, and I've been trying to do effectively, but obviously only now we have such amazing tools that can help us. But obviously it's all about finding the proper set of tools and the proper process to get what you really need. And today I want to tell you about how to fuel the inspiration process in advertising. And one of my thoughts after working in advertising for such a long time was that quite often we can say that advertising is an art of imitation. And it's obviously something good, because we can learn from the best examples or best applications from the past. We took the inspirations, we use the symbols, we try to repeat the best practices. And obviously, the best ads can be created thanks to this inspiration process. But of course, if we take in consideration the situation we are at right now, and that right now we work more than before lockdown, that the rising pressure on effectiveness due to economic situation, and obviously marketing ecosystem is getting more and more complicated every year. And as Sachin mentioned, the tools that we've been using are just not very effective, and they are not really matching the current situation. And for the last more than 20 years, we've been using Google. We've been, let's say, forced to use this very specific way to search for new information, because we could only specify some queries and then browse different pages looking for the answer. What changed in 2022 was introduction of ChatGPT, which made this whole, let's say, research process much more conversational. But unfortunately, it was not always actual. So if you ask ChatGPT about examples of ad campaigns, you may find some of them which are really made up. And in fact, most of them are just quite generic. So you will get some very obvious ones, but in fact, what you're looking for is the best examples for what you really need. So what we created is a solution for that problem. And adaily, that the tool that I created with my team, is an AI assistant that helps both the novice and expert marketers, and it's meant to save time and effort on this inspiration process. And what we did is we first of all collected a database of only winning ad campaigns. And right now in our database, you can find 2,500 campaigns from the last 6 years. So like most of the, like almost all the winners of Cannes Lions, Space Asia, Dubai Links, Eurobest, Webby, Shorty, you name it. And also we introduced the second module that's not only it's not meant for research, but it's made to give you some boost in creative process. So if you are inspired, then maybe you want to try creating something new based on that. So we introduced the creative mode that's running on Deck of Brilliance, which is a quite renowned collection of 52 creative tools that are very universal ways to communicate any brand. And we run natively in 13 languages. So if you speak one of these languages, you will be able to use it natively. I think it really helps people, for example, from Latin America. They can use it. They can use Spanish or Portuguese. But obviously, all around the world, we have people who want to tap into advertising, and they may face this, let's say, barriers of language, which we just wanted to change. So without further ado, I think we should jump into live demo, and I will show you how it works and what we created. So right now, yes, thank you very much. We just switched to the main main view of the app. So here you can see our research module, and obviously the big question is what you're looking for today. So whenever you want to get inspired or you're clueless about what to create in your project, then you may be looking for something specific, or maybe it's less specific. But let's say you want to start with understanding what are the good examples of Heinz campaigns. Like Heinz, just this week, they did a very cool campaign with AI, but there's much more cool Heinz campaigns. So let's see what type of Heinz campaigns you can find in our app. So as you can see, you'll get results right away. And these are examples of Heinz campaigns, only the award-winning ones, only the best ones. So we assure you that these are great inspirations that you can take in consideration when creating something on your own. And here, for example, if you want to understand one of these records better, so for example, campaign Is It Heinz, that was done in Turkey. Heinz did a campaign using a color-coded label to differentiate authentic ketchup from fake ones. And then, if you want, we can unroll this record, and we can see the whole idea here. And then we can move forward towards the challenge, the target group, and the results. So here we can get the understanding of the whole campaign based on this structure. And obviously, if you want to even do a deeper dive, we offer links to the case study, so you can see the agency portfolio, or you can watch the case study video. And this is the same for all of the campaigns that are in our database. So it's all structurized. So you can try comparing these campaigns as well. But obviously, looking for Heinz campaigns is maybe quite easy. We have quite a lot of different examples. And for example, you may be working for a client that's US based, and they want to do something on TikTok. So here we go with TikTok campaigns from USA, award-winning ones. So here we can see like how other brands step into TikTok specifically on this market, and this is the same. So we can see like how Looney Tunes approach TikTok and how they try to engage Generation Z. So obviously here's an idea, the challenge, and all of the things as well. And for as many campaigns as it was possible, we present it in full details, meaning you can understand the results, you can understand the target group if it was specified, what was the challenge, what was the idea. We based all of this, let's say, descriptions on real life descriptions provided by the creators of these campaigns. So we're just adhering to what they shared, and then it comes to our database, and you can read it here. But obviously, if you want to know what was created by, like what the creators say about it, and or what who was the creator, then definitely you can check it here. But of course, there may be some more different and more nuanced questions. If you want, you can propose something in the comments. I try to monitor if there's some query that may be interesting for you. But I can show you some queries that are showing how non-standard approach you can get. So, for example, examples of campaigns targeting young parents. This is a case where we know who's the target group, but we don't want to limit ourselves to one category, because sometimes it's all about understanding how we can engage specific target groups. So, for example, here, young parents. And as you can see, there's baby food, obviously, but there's banking, there's cars, there's retail, there's just parenting in general, but there's NGO campaigns or VOD. So like definitely it goes across different categories. Maybe one more thing before, so if you want, you can put something in the comments, but whenever you want to try something, you can obviously pick something from the drop down or from the recommended searches here, but you can type anything you want, like maybe what are good examples of campaigns using artificial intelligence. So this is probably quite obvious, meaning we focus on artificial intelligence as a, let's say, element of the campaigns, but you can already see the campaigns that try to leverage artificial intelligence and have been proven to work in a way. Obviously, AI Ketchup is one of the famous campaigns by Heinz, and I think it's really cool if you can definitely try try reading it and watching the video. If we want something for let's say, campaigns that show product quality in a non-standard way. So obviously, whatever you want to see and whoever you want to find, you can try to describe it in a general way. You can iterate, meaning you try different approaches. What you can do as well is you can always narrow down your searches. So, for example, I asked about campaigns targeting young parents, uh, and we'll do it again, but with maybe another, let's say, filter. So, campaigns targeting young parents from should work from Europe. You can make spelling mistakes. So what I give right now to our algorithm is another part or another element it needs to take into consideration to browse the different campaigns. So here you have from campaigns from the specific one region. We can ask campaigns targeting young parents from retail category. You can narrow it down by category, by year, by region, whatever you really want. Okay, obviously sometimes these things may be let's say interchangeable, because what we use as a search engine is not a traditional search engine like Google does. What we do is we search everything based on the context. So whatever you try to search, this is another example, is you can find things that are matched by context. So if you want to see female empowerment, that may also mean strong woman. It may also mean, in a way, gender equality. So you will find things that you wouldn't even know how to describe or how to name. And it will lead you towards totally new directions. And I think this is key in inspiration process. So this is our research mode, and obviously you can try it. As you can see, it's available for free because we gave some access to some of the campaigns that you can see for free in full, but all the search is free. Uh, yeah, yeah, I like it already. Thank you. And just quickly, as a maybe short peek into our second mode. So we were lucky to get in touch with Jackie, the creator of Deck of Brilliance, and this is a fantastic collection of 52 creative tools. And if you want, you can visit the website. You will find all of the tools described. But what we did is just we wanted to make it interactive. So whenever you want to kickstart your creative process, you may brainstorm something, you can describe it in any way here, and then you'll see some suggestions. So for example, let's do something very thematic. I run a webinar about AI for creative people. How can I advertise it? So I don't really know what we'll see here, because it's totally random. I mean, it tries to use the tools from the database, but obviously, if you work in advertising, you know that there's much more potential solutions than just one for your problem. So here, for example, what we got is one of the solutions: make the product precious, create a sense of exclusivity, makes sense, use a unique attribute. How your webinar stands out from others, that's also valid. Find an analogy for the problem. Use analogy to simplify complex A concept and make them more accessible. Yes, and challenge yourself. Set ambitious goals for what attendees will achieve or understand. So here, and also there's one suggestion or pick from the bot that it could we could use the unique attribute, and I will just let it go on. But as you can see here, if you're stuck, if you don't know how to start, you'll get something here, and it's really proven ways to advertise things, because It was collected by veterans based on their fantastic decade-long experience. So if you get suggestion to use a unique attribute, it's well described and well explained in the deck of brilliance itself. And here you can get some really nice, let's say, direction. As you can see, sometimes bot works slower, and it's sometimes due to overload of GPT server, because as you can guess, we use GPT here, but the difference we do is that it's not strictly GPT, it's GPT running on our database. That's why it's much more, let's say, domain oriented. And yeah, I think there's something wrong. I can stop generate, but of course, if you want, you can try the creative. It's for free as well. And if we can, I think we can come back to the slides for a very short time, because I just want to, like, the summary for this to be like how we perceive our approach versus traditional research. So what we give you and what we try to achieve is to have the database of only winning campaigns. So we give you the guarantee that these are really great campaigns that you can use in your inspiration process. While if you try to Google campaigns by Heinz, you will find totally standard ones and obvious ones. We do the contextual search. So as you saw, you can type in anything. It's quite fast. I mean, if you try to compare it, how fast you can get answers on very specific things, I think it's working quite fast, and everything is one place. So this is how we perceive this meme should have been running, but you probably know this, and this is how we think about our users, how their experience change. And in fact, this is end of my presentation. It's what I wanted to show you, and I would be happy to answer some questions if you have any.
Thank you so much, Piotr. That was fabulous presentation. I have tested adaily myself, and I must say that there is no other solution like this. It's very helpful. It's very detailed, and it can give me a really good sparks for my inspiration for my own projects. So thank you so much for showing us the live demo. I need to tell you guys that we have up to 5 minutes delay from actual streaming to the LinkedIn event. So in case we have any questions, we need to be patient. Everyone who is watching us, please feel free to type your questions in the chat. I will make sure to monitor them and check them out. And in the meantime, I would like to ask you, and Sachin as well, what is the most insightful app or AI-powered solution that you have come across this week?
I'm maybe not such an explorer right now, because unfortunately I'm stuck with Perplexity, which probably you all know, and it's so difficult to like break away from this routine. I really catch myself quite often when I want to Google something, and then I realize I don't have to Google. I can Perplexity it, right? So I just go to Perplexity and ask the most sophisticated, specific questions and get answers, and like there's no coming back. So I haven't seen anything like that, but I can guess that Google just released their new Gemini today, I think. So maybe they will change something, but I'm right now I'm stuck with Perplexity.
Thank you so much. How about you, Sachin?
Diana, to answer your question, I think I have to, and this is super new. I still have to get into it. That's Deforum web app, because previously to create these cool video with style transfers that you see on some Instagram videos, right, of a person dancing with a style that has been overlapped or coupled with together. You had to use Google Colab or Automatic 1111, Stable Diffusion, and install an extension called Deforum. And Deforum is the AI model to do cool AI animations, right? But it also takes a whole lot of time and requires certain processing power. But they have launched their own web app, and I really want to get to it and see how I can get it going from there. And in the meantime, Piotr, as we see a couple of questions coming in as they come along, I really like the fact that the search part of it itself is it's more context based, right? And you said it's more context based and thinking in terms of data sets. Plus, it takes you in a very good in a different creative direction, if you may, right? If you will. So you can use it for that purpose. If you don't want exactly those kind of specific results, but you want to get some creative direction. And I think this is how similarly a lot of creative professionals use, even the way I use AI image generation within Midjourney. I really when I get started, I like to first build up a context and understand and make sure Midjourney understands my context first. When I land on that simple foundation, hey, is Midjourney getting my point or the context, or are we getting stuck in a sample space or a data set, right? Or I need to get out of it. Only once I get to that point do I try to add on new things, new prompts, new visual style, and get my creative direction going from there. So that's one of the important points I think a lot of creative professionals will agree to. One question I had was, is there any sort of best practice to start with when you're using adaily, like a prompt structure that you start with, or no, just start going ahead with a conversation like we do in ChatGPT?
Yeah. So like, I really believe in a promptless world. So I really want to give people a freedom and also ease of mind that they don't need to prompt it. So they can just speak their mind and they say, okay, I'm looking for this, or I need this, show me this. It all will work because we handle the prompting for you. So we don't want anyone to learn how to do it. And this was also the reason why we changed the app, the interface of the app in December quite radically, because we wanted to like have this very easy question facing the user and let them just speak their mind, and we can handle it from there. Because when you see a chat interface like GPT or something else, you start let's say second guessing yourself. Is it the right way to ask it or not? Maybe there's an instruction, or maybe should I buy the course on prompting? Like, of course you can. If you want to be an expert, you should maybe do it. But if you're a typical user, you should just use it like, plug and play. So from my perspective, there's rather not a specific way to prompt it, but I know that sometimes you should try different things, try asking for the same thing in different ways, because this is a context-based search, and it's not binary, right? Like when you go to Google and you type something, and like every time you type it, you get the same results. Like here, it's much more nuanced because the algorithm evaluates your question and tries to sort the results in a specific order. But if you change maybe even a small thing, it may change the whole search. So I really encourage it to try it, and also to start with more general questions, because then you can always do a deeper dive. Like, what are the good examples of snack campaigns? And then obviously in the snacks, there may be chips, there may be something else. And then you can ask for Europe or maybe North America, depends like what you need, right? But if you start with something very, very specific, I recently had a user ask for stairs campaigns, and it just wasn't there. Like, it's very specific category, right? So maybe sometimes it's better to ask for a category. So like construction, or maybe home appliance or furniture, I don't know, something like this, or a specific channel or a specific target group, because like sometimes you don't need to be bound by barriers of like a category, right?
Right.
Very interesting. I'm curious to ask, what was the most challenging when you were choosing those campaigns which you will implement into the training of this tool? Did you face any disagreement with your team? What kind of categories to choose, for example, or you had a plan in mind?
Yeah, so after working for 10 years in advertising, I more or less could say like what's valuable and what's not, right? Because if you're in a specific industry for a long time, you definitely know like where's the real value. So taking that into consideration, I was able to say these are the data sets that we can say are valuable to put them into our database. So what we did is maybe kind of a trick, but I think it's comfortable for us, but I think it makes it credible, because we collected campaigns that won specific awards. So we wanted the campaigns that won Cannes Lion, on other creative awards, the innovation awards, the most important, the most prestigious ones around the world, because these campaigns need to face very rigorous processes and very juries with high expectations. And with these filters, we can say that these are recognized by the industry. These are good examples. Of course, you may have your different point of view, like if these campaigns are really the best ones, maybe they're just looking good. And obviously, everybody's allowed to have different opinions, but there's just another value in let's say our approach to it. So all of the campaigns that I mentioned are the campaigns that are fully described. And if you want to get the right inspirations, you want to understand what was the reason, what was the goal, what was done, and if it really worked. And these campaigns have it all, because if you apply for the best awards, we need to present everything. And since you present everything, we can collect it.
Thank you so much for answering. I believe that we still don't see any questions. In case you have any questions, feel free to type them in the chat. By the way, we had a question if this will be recorded. Yes, this event will be available for registered participants. So you will get the recording of this event.
So if anyone of you want to connect with Piotr, you can follow him on LinkedIn and connect with him on LinkedIn. Here is his profile. So yeah, I mean, I had one last question for you, Piotr. What is the natural next step for anybody who is using adaily to first get inspiration? What would be the natural next step after that? Or are there something like, hey, it's best to use in parallel with another tool, this one, something like that? Do you have any tips?
Yes. So obviously, when we try to look at the broader perspective of marketing process, like from the start to end, we wanted to help people at the very beginning. So like you're looking for inspirations, you want to understand how things are made, then you get some guidance, but there's a lot to do, like to come to the end of it. So the natural step after using our tool is to, like, even if our tool gives you some like rough idea for a campaign, then you need to deliver it. You need visuals. So obviously Midjourney would help, or like Runway, Pika. It's up to, what you really want to create, what you're feeling comfortable with, because we have quite a lot of users who are clueless marketers. And I think this is great because like right now, all of the businesses need to advertise. And we should be helping them achieving like at least the minimum. Midjourney is quite tricky if you like if you're like, running your own business, you sell your products, you may not become a Midjourney expert because it's definitely nuanced. But I think there are other tools that try to handle it. And all of the tools that help you with image generation, with simple video generation, with copy generation, these are obvious next steps. And there's so much new tools coming. Recently, I found one about creating stillmatics. So like you take a script, an idea of like video, and this tool creates certain frames that form, let's say, not animated video, but I saw people using it to animate afterwards in Runway or Pika. So like you're getting closer and closer to the end using some of the tools afterwards. So definitely this is what we recommend. And in fact, this is one of our plans to integrate this as let's say, another part of our app where we can redirect users towards other apps and help them reach this end of this, let's say, marketing process.
Yeah, sounds pretty cool. Like to bridge that gap, right? Or have it within your platform would be great. Awesome. So I think we are on time right now. And yes, you will have this recording within the LinkedIn, right? Whenever you go to the LinkedIn live event, you'll see it over there. Plus, for anybody, everyone who has registered over here, you will get a copy of the recording as well. I'll send you over an email. Yeah, I mean, it was a wonderful presentation, Peter. And yeah, thank you for everybody being over here. I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, night. Yeah. And yeah, see you next time. We are going to have some really nice workshops coming up. And we do have a wonderful masterclass coming up. I think, Diana, what's the date for that?
I believe it's 29th of February. Right. I will share the link to the event in the comments to this event.
So that masterclass is going to focus on image generation and on Midjourney. So anybody who is super interested to dive deeper into image generation, it's going to be a super helpful workshop. So see you all over there over the next workshops as well, and have a wonderful time. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of this workshop. Seeing you.